Right.
And I have so many friends with master's degrees and all that, they haven't got a pot to pee in, and they're at retirement. So I don't know what's going to happen, but it's not going to be pleasant as far as I can tell, unless you're already set up to run. So personally, I'm doing great financially just because my poor dad was such a screw up. A PhD, Stanford, University of Chicago, Northwestern. And as I always ask people, what did school teach you about money? Nothing.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And you have all these highly educated people, like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, back in 96 was turned down by every publisher in New York. And they all said, you don't know what you're talking about. Because I said, your house is not an asset. I said, savers are losers and the rich don't work for money. And these editors who are A students from academia, like my poor dad, they said, I don't know what you don't know what you're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. Most financial planners don't know what they're talking about. And you take advice from them. And what about going to school? What advice you get about money from there? So that's why this is not just a pension problem. It's a systemic global problem. And I do mean global because the US dollar in 1944 became the reserve currency of the world through the Bretton Woods Agreement. And today, everybody is in debt to the US dollar. So like if you're living in Argentina, you owe probably $1 billion to the US. You've got to pay back in dollars, but you're earning, pesos. Same as
And the
Mexico.
dollar keeps getting more
Yeah.
expensive, right? It keeps
So
appreciating.
this is a global problem. And so, I don't have to retire. I don't need a pension. But what happens when you stop working? Your father does, your mother, your sisters, your brothers. I mean, I have walking liabilities as relatives, all with
Right.
master's degrees, master's degrees. They have got nothing. The Federal Reserve Bank is filled with 900 employees who are PhDs like my poor dad. These guys, you took their paycheck away, they die on the street. The the stray cats would eat them. They're so incompetent. And our schools are pumping out incompetent people. They don't know anything about money. So that's why I wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad almost 25 years ago, is because the average person has no financial statement. Rich Dad, Poor Dad is only a book on accounting. That's all it is. Income statement, balance sheet, statements of cash flow. And I asked most of these college graduates, do you have a financial statement? They said, no, I have a FICO score. I said, well, that's not a financial statement. And that's what most of these guys running the country do. Trump, I know, has a financial statement. The reason he won't show it is because he doesn't tell people how much he doesn't pay in taxes.
Right.
And the rich don't pay taxes. That's part of financial education. I don't pay taxes. I'm doing everything possible not to pay taxes legally. I don't want to go to jail and become somebody's boyfriend. So I obey the law. I obey the law. That's why I have great advisors.
If you want to see more videos and interviews like this from influential people in tech, finance, and sports, subscribe to the channel and make sure you hit the bell to be alerted. And go a step further and join the YouTube and membership area for early releases of videos like this. I'm out of here. Ha!